Hello, this is Tom with the Tractor Rescue Ranch. I am here at my friend Scott's house working on this 8N that we've had several videos of. And I think you can see that coupler in there that couples this pump. We've got things started tearing apart here, but we've got this hydraulic pump for the loader that runs off that shaft that runs off the front of the tractor in there. Anyway, things have come apart in there, so we got to take things apart here and see if we can figure out what we need to do to get this thing fixed. Okay, we got things apart here. I'll show you what's going on. This is the drive for the front hydraulic pump for the loader, and it had a pin missing, and then these grommets that those pins go in were all wore out. This is the front pulley that goes on the main crank, and I think you can see those grommets were wore out long enough that those holes are all elongated. So it's going to take a replacement pulley. This piece will have to be replaced, and the new grommets. And I just was going to show you what we were able to do here. We were able to loosen everything, undo the radiator because it needed to stay up high with the engine, and we left the front axle sitting on the ground on the wheels, and we've got a jack that jacked up the motor a little bit, and that gave us enough room to get that pulley out. And so there it is. So that's the main crank. I'll have to check, but I think that we'll go ahead. I think that we can pull the oil seal out of there for the front main crank, but I'm not positive, so I'm going to have to do a little research on that. So while we're at it, we'll replace that if we can get that main seal out of there, and then we'll replace the fan belt as well while we've got things apart, because all of this has to come apart with the, to replace the fan belt, all of this stuff has to come apart here on the front end anyway. So trying to get everything done that needs done while things are apart. Okay, fast forward probably at least a month. We all got busy and wasn't able to keep going on this project, but we were a little bit behind because they sent the wrong part. This first pulley was incorrect when they sent it, but we've got all the correct parts now, and we are going back together with this project here. Hopefully get it done today. Like I say, it's been probably a month or more where this has just been sitting here because we've been too busy. So I'll get things going here and hopefully we'll get it together. The way I was able to get to this front end without pulling the whole front end apart was that front axle we unbolted off the front of the tractor, and we also had to unbolt the radiator so that it would go up with the motor. So I have got a jack under the motor and jacked it up, and that got me enough clearance to put this pulley on and off in here without pulling the front end off. So that goes right in there, but I'm going to pull it apart, pull it off here again and grease it up real good so it's going together with some lube. Okay, got the fan belt on, and I just wanted to point out that piece is in place that goes in all the grommets. This is the old one. That's in place, but as you can see with that front drive line, I put everything together and bolted that front drive line on, and then I had to take it apart again because that has to go in before you put the front drive line on. So just a note to self, if anybody's ever messing with this, make sure you get that in place. Now got everything together to the point of putting this shaft in. Need to remember those are left-handed threads on that. They screw in up there. And that's really touchy. The last one of these I did, I had a real hard time getting that to start in there without cross-threading it. I think you can see it wiggling around in there. Hopefully this one won't fight me as bad as the last one of these I did. So I got lucky and that turned right in there. Didn't have any trouble at all getting it to thread correctly, unlike last time I did this. So I'm getting this all back together, and evidently this is probably the reason that thing come apart in the first place. I got to get everything, this whole thing pushed back towards the motor, and there's no adjustments. There's only up and down and side by side. There's no adjustments going front and back. But anyway, I hope you can see in there, when everything's lined up, that's pulled back out of those holes a little bit. And if I put it together that way and run it, it'll be just the same as what it's been. So I got to get that lined up better. I'll try to figure out what to do here and show you what I ended up doing. Okay, it is all together with the tools cleaned up, just ready to start it up and make sure it works. But the moral of this story is you can replace that front pulley without pulling the whole front end of the tractor off. You just got to loosen it and jack it up. So let's see if we can get it to start. Awesome, everything works like it's supposed to. Got this job finished up. Thanks for watching.